a conversation around it. So by all means, they have people who are prominent in there. AJB where AJB TSA. So if they feel said that is what it is, let's have a conversation around it. And let's see. The gas station airport needs to almost so it's almost also almost pay. Because almost you fan to so this is all conversation that we should have.
Yes, I could to carry in there was a
circle.
Mate.
All right, obviously for you move be akwaba. Na yem formula yem platform we eso. Hawa Nana Yaa Juntuah eto ne bo ase schooli Dr Okoe Boye ewo Kwame Nkrumah ni history any Kotoka International Airport ine NDC for omo SSD no aye no Accra International Airport. Now the history behind it no Nana Yaa Juntuah eto no boase a schooli Dr Okoe Boye ewo ho na yebekọ ne kwa kutie hawa Nana Yaa Juntuah eto no boase schooli amoka ne sen Dr Okoe Boye ewo sansem we ehom na trending fugu nso a ekosui Nana Yaa Juntuah wa kire na adwen e dia fa ho yenko na yenkoti nsani bi na yekoba yebeto aso pepepe oyem platform we eso mesro so document betum na wa like this particular very video na wa share na afoforo enye bi ahwe kire wa adwen e comment section nim yenti nsani bi yekoba yebeto aso we ewo asempa FM
Internet of Bijan and Chawa Bokola. No, say it is finished. Oh, dear, say, and I was sending microphone in Kudidi. Me and them who ye. Me who be BABU. They want them do phone a TV no. Now me call me call twa na no ye honam kosumye. Intino sana abano no ba umi aso so ye se wa wini. Ba uni awini ya na baswati. Tie no na mente ase. Se ne tie bia mponka maintain ye. But na wo ba mu ne de wo ha wo mu
Brian
ai se Brian no de a wonyaye no edoso otete obi ade so so otimase
yes oteken de
ote papa se ade no ade na agofa we nyina aba no ade de atemi nti amafo bo ofu odi ase ma de atem de anye o
kofa kansem agu ne so
na say you kansem gu ne so ayi e friend say Nigel Gezi me ko hu video no oti ase Nigel Gezi ya de obi adidi agro o se watete ni vote ne gayi no Brian no o se watete ni vote no so oti ase nti ade ne de o mo se ba umi awe ne mi hu bibia na na do kan bibia na mentena se o se oni ba umi ama ne character se odogana odogana sen ba umi anta ho am ye ntua yi levi odogana nke betua yi levi wan kare ba obi anti ho am ye ntua COVID levy e de no kan no a president of economic management team asa okay ba omi anti ho am si di dollar nkuri e de be no kan those days kura akoko sise ska na ayem hihyew wo sika da bank kura ye waste ba omi awantra ho am petrol nu almost 100 cedis de be no kan kama mintie ti ade no obi ono odo obi a wo beta na ni sa omo ni mani tan aye ko tru okrom ha when they were in power ba umia na ye vice president no ye in charge of the economy na ma do man nkasa o kasa medi ne ho ya opa se ba umia woni o man we na ma do kro no aba no otu bi
wan president ko phone no
ade no man ko tu bi
so mo se no pese o mo ye the big dots in the house so they be assemble meeting at same way
there be na okokoto aba obi hu aba oto ye otu aba we still be big dad obi hu aba otinti ade na 50+1 nka ba omi anya 50% anka no ne 1 nka moa no ni bisa wo want to baby so obi with the mind to love Ghana e dey na aka asem because bibia ba omi aye bi anche so odo Ghana fo anka bi amayen so kura na ke wo kura ne ma no kura wutia kura mpa de nti wanya ahyin bi ame hu se wutia wo de kura threaten say bi Ghana fo nti be resign pene ma ye ntan
yes
o ti ase enso so wa anye sa ye tua COVID levy sa COVID ko nya na etua o tena ho ma nkrofo ka se bibia ye Russian Ukraine wo ene ya sese wo ise ne esi gina mu nka na de nka yewu ka NPP na wo power sese de anka ye wi nka dollar nka ko achiri Oti dem me chenti man na don kasa. Because we do bia we ni boni sei. Obi ni braye. Emma me kwa de me de me ne ho mo makọ school abrochi no mo kire o mo ro me kwa me ntia se do ro ba be ko school abrochi but ebi no mpe Ghana school papa wa ha o kwa che wo ho no but ntin ebi no mpe Ghana school fine kola no kwa o mo come out great legon bi bia e fine nti no se o kasa ade ane je se wa nkasa yi se ba omi adoyen me nyi ntumu da se ba omi adogana fo
ono na ye adwuma for 18
sade no kwa na ye me hawo no woni na ye adwuma atiche se wo de wo po na wo so odogana fo ye Ghana fo de ye hu
na wo se ba omi andogana
odo mama wa de bibia evidence doctor ti ha bibia evidence odogana fo anke ye kwa hu hia mu DDP ankrofo ehwiri sika ebinum kwantimi ntua ayi medical bills nkrofo coupons ye ntua ade na okan Oti ase o ma fibula yi bi say I don't like it we jato. Udo bi na say wo fight for the person na wo fight to the last point. Fodo kra wo we die wuti wa no bibia the fight. Ye kodidi yi pimu me ho kire yen. Ye sika so tiye. Banking sector clean up ngo fo lose jobs. Nti udo bi asa na bente na na do de bi ono ne ba omi 18 years di wo hunu no. Ye de ye hu.
Na se see a MPP fo akoyi ba o me NDC fo aso be hye wana
e wode e ho ade asem na aka obi ono ne party me kwa we lose 44%. Di asem na aka ni predecessors ni obi appreciate ye on aso hye wa yin asem na ye di obi esi obi ba obi e bia oko na eba
NDC obi ombe yi ni bia
ade bi na ba o me ade asem na aka me I thought I was expecting some 70% the way I know mo ye no 44% of your own people didn't vote for you.
It's a 3-horse race.
And I'm saying, says Obi can say 3-horse race. Almost bemu because almost feel is about umienya and more, especially Brian. So food says so Gia Kunyano. If it's about umienya, even though mo lose 2028, maybe lost no so better. But about umia samba. On one part in patrol calculation, we lose 44% in pen. Is it okay? On only predecessors so be start to appreciate you. Now do started 40 something or the call 70 something or the by 98. Kofo bia within a nimbiano. First time na ending, second time no near costro, third time near cost on kwa dwindle. Into see I mean to a time grow near 60 something cry in their share no. Ne. Maybe so. The Baumia and Shay CPP candidate in the beating. And the DSM now came. Me, I was shocked. But me lose by last vote is 6%. He lost all. You cannot say because say a cuckoo down for because on no one can necessarily coach me beat you or more.
Yeah, but most this time, no, he won over 30 more constituencies to the number of constituencies winning in 2023. If they see it say qualitatively, no. This is an appreciation.
Not beyond before qualitative and quantitative analysis in math science in them.
Okay.
Because we need more constituencies are numbers. Ultimately, so then it means because the constituencies now we need in 4 crown pound to Obama, but we need. But politics is about numbers. It is numbers that culminate into a percentage. Until we need more constituencies, and that's one. When there was an election that His Excellency Mahama won more constituencies by NPP he won 7-9. Do you remember? Yes. I think 2020. 7-9. So we are talking about numbers. 2020, His Excellency Mahama got 9 constituencies and a 7. Then they are telling us a connection because it doesn't make sense to me. And the man kasa, we should concentrate on the absolute figure. We're losing 6%. No matter what it is. What did I mention? Into me, Castle. I don't know what magic he would do. Because I am saying a friend is saying share a history antecedentally a Namado Jekofo they had higher votes into where they may be a kind of license nekakra mate the NPP da sukutano take your commercial license because we part them I was highly disappointed
in votes when
yes but I was expecting him to do better. On one kasan ko men when ni je woni mu Yes. He was too quiet for me, so be a ye pa. And you started the idea, Sebi Beshe, no queen, Jennifer Queen. By force, I said, be or the Beshe, but on one case, you say, so no, or you be a could tell him the Yakani school or call any school ketwa into no any calculation at the Angrofoke cano into. Sort of meeting. Yes. But overall, it was a very peaceful election.
Sure.
Yeah, until the DBI Empire will be any. Empire will be SCC. So it was but the American day in Yajumantino. Maybe I remember Casamen twice one renaming of airport.
Mammy, Dr. Okoe on
church
elections.
Maybe I'm not there, no Becca. Okoe Baba because a BBI, or come and who will baby.
Oh, no, oh.
It's been Pano Crab, who says, Mammy, now you pay away. Young who will baby. Original aspirant, baby.
Doc, in the Miansha elections, then the outcomes.
Obi, I think first of all, no, Sebio NPP AGU, you have to congratulate the party. To have a political party organizing an election countrywide, over 200,000 participants. Per party, a Sebio election, and drew just over a year. I Sebio ni Nusa Bruno. Our referee Sebia, say Krawada on to NPP, it me bringing itself together. Now, yeah, election is so uneventful. Just say, Bibi Basabazana, Bibi echo very smooth. Obi, it was so delegates party mbana abaso. Now, many jama Ghana or mining na. Say, Kaise NPP delegates almost Ghana for. Just say, your man ya beti say, and son of Bibi Dani president cry. Also unfa party no mu. Na party for no share na bin tunu swaba. And instead of grabbing your opportunity, I could for mining now. Now, ma AF, empty, Meda NPP phone na si. Na madagana for so as when you say, Baby Bompire say, oh, we are equal BBA and ye kama. Now, Obi to me, Edda Suban BD, I am correct. Now, you be here. If your election was a multimedia, and I see and choose because of when the Suban to wait them in pen of free her, maybe I want to my Dominic. And yet the Biana Obi choose Obi over you are because on pell. I've learned that in politics. Sometimes it is only because the choices, the options are many. And now Sebi ebi option be a edam enimno bibinti on na me choose anka on you anka ebi ambema obi fufuro. Let me give you a classical example. Ebia me brother-in-law na hwe school. Na say many oka or MPP ni say be onye politics but na kuma wo or sympathizer. Yes, missing a sister ko. Obi say yeah MPP flag bearer race. Na me sister ko e wo race no mu a. Me ya wo admire crown na me mentor party no mu a because time na sebi me no obi antwa school for one or two American school fees. Me what some outstanding commitment to him everywhere I meet him in my life. Intimate to Obama, not because me Taiwan man to Amano, but bibinti. It be coming into as say, 40% now on one farmer Dr. Baumiano. And you money normally Dr. Baumiano problem. But ebia bibinti ni option no obe choose another one. That's the first one. Second one so me can say me observe bibia emameniji. The other time, first time Dr. Baumiano alarm honorable alarm Okoye no. Me Dr. Baumia. This time, man supporting any camp because of yes, regional
one and I support
regional. Oh, Makuma Mono Obia was some party na Wabua party no. Say for now, but one good thing about me is that I always try to look out for the strengths of people, so that I can use it to inspire myself. And I don't my show me many strengths somewhere. So anytime you give me any of them, I go with the strengths. Now.
To say do chum say.
Oh, of course. I mean, Adiba kwa me hu Dr. Baumiano performance Emma Meniji no hu pa ni say. The last time Lejokuku say, enyo no win here. Honorable Kennedy win here. Lejokuku is very the mix is a cosmopolitan community with close to 2,000 delegates. And Etuaba, where to about 1,800 Etuaba, 1,800. Now the last time Kennedy extra Dr. Bawumia kakra. This time Dr. Bawumia had I think about 850 votes and I carried in about 580.
Oh, okay.
Now, say be 580 and yes small votes AB, but 850 no S one and Obi immediately in Accra the last time Dr. Bawumia 19 constituencies out of 34. This time only 32 out of 34. So Oba say places be across the country are first no or for man no. I say Nipa party for some dream every man say. Now that should tell you say Nipa nkasa ye predictable sir. Ena last me post bi I can say ye assessment no 50% of the delegates omo wie GSS and the conference say bi o ma dream and who told you Obi prempe I didn't to friend say airport Kumasi some of the giants of old omo go to na classroom to SS or university but nyansa kasa na adwenu nyame na edima some of them they were trained in their mind not through the classroom omo tena panyase ye the case by Solomon omo go school but nyame wo munyasa so the point I'm making is say party delegates ankasa
go school say
oh me can so illiterate bible wan ko ye PhD
e ho na PhD ni ho so sua ade wo court
good anything ankasa obi timi tena obi ase no but the point I'm making is say you can find obi oko up to GSS any chance or say or who are there and not make a decision. So the point I'm making is that for the same party people in Lejokuk, for example, voted majority for Kennedy last time within the same album. Omo kasa to say oh Yansisa album Nintendo and no Bawumia win that. Even places where the same album was used, where Dr. Bawumia didn't perform like today, things switch to favor. Only assurance mami. Say perceptions then sisa. But sometimes okay to tumia it make kanema go so obi. Na say me ko ye bi wo me constituency. Obi a Dr. Bra, this is unko bi bra. It's because once you are on the seat, it's say be can actually count easily. But when Ubechi now for the Nipa won difference say but it wasn't like this. Into obi ebi mu ka say oh na on your 56 40 and come and say no you'll be shocked some of the people in the 40% would work harder than those in the 56. See the simple reason be that they didn't vote Minka against they voted for someone else but it's not because they have an issue with him. And obi upe Ghana ha nema mbiensa ana enan and ema otimi better than the president. Your personal strength one. The party strength is the key figure. Look, the last election I call no nyama eboti ayenti no say president mama na enye candidate now with all due respect another big president the person could have won easily. And the party strength is also key. And then Obi the third one yes of course nyami
the election
oh me can say
2024 also they were fighting against the odds
2024
Asad Mahama say no the obi akra
me constituency me place and name mo ka cheche say na form nye kra. And the point I say once you are on the ticket of the NDC oh me see President Oma Sanka you no running on the ticket as a flag bearer for NDC kra. If it had been someone else the fellow could have still won the election. So it's not me because party strength is also one key factor. And the third one say be niama di owo no so waya nkofo buye de efunu. Enti na obi ma tro bi kakra wo your first budget 2017 ye NDC free wa na president Oma na leader of the party no. There were some taxes aye na ebe abolish here. Obi. There was a 1% special import levy. Etwemu. Now president Oma na previous government edi buy 17.5% VAT NHI on financial services. Obi, you believe free because not gonna for complaining. 17.5% on how do you call it special imported selected imported medicines. Undro a crowd. You believe free 17.5% VAT NHI on domestic airline ticket. When you say okay, you believe free and also Bama tickets are there confirm 5% VAT. When the taxes are NDC buy 5% VAT NHI on real estate. You will use your 5%. Special petrol. What point am I trying to make? With all due respect, and President Mama, taxes were introduced. But yeba power yebe free ho because of events. No later, me say some other taxes were introduced. The point I make is the fact that President Mama supervises taxes da in the political life. Taxes are not gonna fall in jail. No, that did not condemn him to eternal oblivion in his political life. Time no do here no Nyankopon de ni back to Jubilee House. Obi. So the good thing about this world is that as long as there is life, there is patience and there is time, only God can tell us what will happen tomorrow. And you know, me because of me be a much of politics, me who say be more gidi about what will happen tomorrow. Me show me di na me say we mu nyame mo no mu sua ade. Because Obi, human beings now if we say omo ko to obama your friend say omo to abatia President Mama 2016 over say 2024 election no be I believe there were many who voted for him but had voted against him before. Intimacy. Look, Dr. Baumia, me Kashukra, I'll say only one thing. Where I fell in love with his astuteness, political astuteness, you can't take it away from him, was when he did an analysis of Ghana's economy and said where things are, John Mohammed's government had no option than to run to the IMF. Obi, there was denial from NDC that we will not go. When I heard the announcement that the NDC was subjecting itself to an IMF program, I said, wow, this guy, I have to take a closer look at him. Referring to Dr. Baumia. Obi ultimately analysis based on his skill and knowledge in an area and forecast what will happen. And it is denied by those in the industry, and ultimately it happens. It means the guy is not on your paper weight. Obi.
Kasa kakra bi na stop home. Oh man, kasa so check time ni ye. O kwa me be pe obi no.
Obi me ka we nyina na wo say.
Aso nsem o keke won to aso. Just we na ma me hu say NPP for mo no Ghana. Si e ho kira be kire anda Dr. Baumia ne na na do na nsem we na akeka.
We are no wakasa answer me.
What say Obi da?
Obi, so the point of me and say
of forecasting.
Papa no you be also was some personal strengths and intelligence in areas that involve managing a country. One man krano man Ghana say wa predict say about where was we nano so mo be che wo meko IMF e mo ko duru ho. So
okay.
NDC party
one and John Mahama.
Yes. Which these are all facts where facts. Obi, me can we know kai say so bit me bien and say because there's been economic difficulties under a leader no he is condemned to oblivion. No, it cannot be true because right in our history as Ghana, modern history, not 1976, right as recent as 2015-16. Now yeah, say nipa also on kind 2015-2016 Ghana was having a double deficit when it comes to fiscal deficit. Ghana had a deficit when it comes to current account balance. Ghana had a deficit when it comes to fiscal and primary balance. Our growth had sunk from 12% when we discovered oil in 2011 all the way 3.5. The biggest problem in Ghana then was unemployment under John Dramani Mahama. But years down the line
2011 on the president.
Growth has sunk from 12%.
And almost where?
Yes, Obi, me can say. Look, obviously, if you look at Jomama too, a lot of things happening. Are wonderful compared to the one. Obi, and look at you say, Nipa fa demo osua die. Dr. Baumia sat under Akufo-Addo for 8 years, and I'm happy Akufo-Addo says something. See, this man never showed disrespect to me once. It doesn't mean he never had a different opinion. Obi, Theo, you can follow a leader and respect the leader, but there are occasions where you show a different opinion. But if the boss is the one who takes the final decision, you respect his decision. But guess what happens? Although who respect his decision, also the issue idea for the what? The future. So that Chinebu be a leader, ebi a vice the ukasa, obe kai nano, the ukaya ebia, yamfa, I chain approve say. And I was saying for what? But what I say, so Baumia's unique situation as someone who has served through a period where there were achievements and failures means that there is a lower chance that he will come and repeat the failures when you give him the chance the next time. And John Mahama has proven it that if you have been there before, you can jump instead of walking because you know where the portals are. Obi, and I mean one thing I'm going to conclude and say, there are 3 or 4 things that shows whether you come to power. It is the performance of the government as at the time we are going for elections. Number 2, it is the expectations the people had of the government. Your performance can be good, but if their expectations have not been met, they can still vote against you. The promises of your opponent is also key, because that will sway some people. And finally, the grace of Allah. Obi, when these things come together, nobody can tell me that it is 100% that it will not favor Dr. Bawumia. And I'm also not saying that Uba Kosu and Aba form changing Dr. Bawumia president. I am Paiboni Ejuma and Ochina and Ebetre.
In Paiboni and Kobi and Nimbopa.
Yeah,
And the Juma Susu Yenimi Obi, Oba be advertana.
That meets you.
Obi, a some okay, I am one. Say, so a person chair, say time or mobile, dear, not or BBI kama. Dr. His Excellency Mahama first term, a kind of a Juma or year will chrome has say. The kind of in Semanko we count on Hono. I'm an a Juma now, yeah, nef and NPP. Time His Excellency Mahama got $26 to CDS.
Or code 26 or free or
yes, the dollar CDS is the fulcrum of everything that we do. $to CDS.
Is it 4? 4 is a 5.
You and I almost so free a bemunez
14.
17. Why 14?
$17.
That is the point.
17.
January 17. Unprecedented in this country.
We are being fair to the
facts. Oh,
yes,
as a host of the program.
Me see,
the biggest program.
Country
2022 more than call 17.
Me see, so we say so we graph 17 mm.
Oh,
that is the
point.
Me say mm1. Good.
How can say
the point is that so we defeat His Excellency Mahama to after what 8 years. Saying the kodru taxes now I'm sure at the end of the day. And how you see we taxes it should change the lives of people, it should improve the lives of people. Muslim be taxes we na the back door na some shame. So share taxes a what pot. Me be so had a COVID-19 levy, COVID-19 talking levy. Ni wo ho. So we say Bawumia etimi forecast ya Bawumia and forecast so the CD na akoma IGP. Now I'm not to know a handcuff. Sa forecast the constitution. See the name breaky jail. See the name breaky jail ana.
Oh, graphics so obi breaky jail. Announcement this.
See the negosi hene one forecast. Say see the name ko ba bia wa to no talk or the handcuff at gunensa. I'm breaky jail. Any forecast now what can be no. Or forecast is NDC be ko IMF or no so forecast man ho. For we France are no show dear. One forecast man, one IMF ni bi. And I say now okay. I say my or see the strength of a party. In the NPP AGU is our strength. The strength in one work as all my days. And the way they are days is the way all my days, you know, if they are able to do an election like this, yeah now or massive. Why
so much very comfortable. And
una doctor need a patient who go jane mpa ho kra na wusu enu bi ne was say we a doctor ni anopa patient bi wo mani one man drip amani bibia so enko yeso oh jai entisa one kasa what na say NDC NPP aye dazed okay we say party aye dazed o matimi akọ election
but you saw the word
dazed na matwrei adam eboa me o ka bia me twro. Was a party now a dazed? In so much me a election. Can you imagine somebody who is dazed in Adambeko? Was it the strength of the party? The strength of the party is from the constituency. Parliament is made up of Ghana. Omuni percent the strength of the party is made up of the constituency. A honor strength, that is the grassroots of the party. Parliament omuni percent
88.
That is the point. From where? And from where again? 165.
169.
169. 137. They keep dwindling. The same way Dr. Bawumia is dwindling. And you are saying by now no, as a sen ko mutimi tenase. No mo ka kire om ho say. Emra so say e be den. As a see a hwede ama ono ayi beka ho ayi diamne ni share last week no to Kofi Tonto say arrogance of power. We kwado mu ni power arrogance na so ho. Doctor C inkrofo bi wo ho a wo man to ama ayi ye friend ne sen Dr Barumi Ombeye campaign ama no bi ti se hwan ya Victoria Duncan Williams ana.
Victoria Duncan Williams.
Ni bisa.
No a delegate there.
Onye delegate anko kasa.
Oh, that say nkofo bebre campaign.
Debi the four kasa no a delegate nta abroche delegates ni bia. On say no lands. Inti SD ono.
USD oti.
Inti ono ya de indicator. Na kire se nkrofo bi wo ho a wo ma anye campaign ama Dr Barumi Ombeye campaign ama. Otimasi so obi jitu se ampa magia tuma eno chese obeye campaign 44% nye number keto 44% yesi yempew ono ne di o kana wo kana konta de en entansi nipa 44 si yempew we vote so atia kofom me Dr Baumi, I'll be very worried. I'll be very, very worried with the results. So ultimately, because atia kofom de obeka bia mfa ubetimi awene we a certain branch and a certain constituency. You have won, but maybe nkrofo anto aba ama. Almost anto aba ama wo opponent no. It maybe you have to go and look at absolute numbers. You can win constituencies, but nkrofo anto aba ama, how can you say you have won? So to the meeting. Inti the doctor ke kan de. Nene nya adwenti wantimi am forecast ye hu si ye kwa ye DDP. Wotimi forecast obi party ho IMF. A prophet in your own home, de wo hu ade, obi krom na go hu ade. A forecast obi de na wo de wantimi am forecast. Inti wantimi am forecast ama na do se wo ye kwa IMF. Ibisa. So at cabinet. Wantimi am forecast. Wotimi ye forecast mo obi na ntimi ye forecast ma ho. Obi what you say mo bi da. Ososo kwa government na do se anu nti da mba be fa ho. So we ye ayi economists me nye economists enti na mbefa o odi ase
yes
ti obi assembly de no no makwa akoyi no 2028 no for some reason eni akire
oh yes
odi ase nti enyina ebehu de ebesi o se mpaibo eni de enimbo pa organization eno so de ye ade nti eni de Kwame Nkrumah say organize yes ti the organization besi so na obi me bam tete o ke cancel bi
renaming the na say
na debi na wo ka se Kwame Nkrumah was a dictator
man ka se me na me ka o
okay ka be bisa o say agenda setting
the America ye ne say omo so ye in support of the name Kotoka International Airport the omo kan say and Emra ye din komo we na se wonim Nana Asante Bedi etu
no do no why
oh wonim Nana Asante Bedi etu former secretary to President Akufo Nana Asante Bedi etu
ayo
ye din komo na ofre ba mu se o wa adwenche person no so de tuja the omo kan say
de ho aton
I should think when rotie ne kasa na
de nyamiase
de na ono kan say en Kotoka represented something. What he represented a freedom and liberty was at the time na President Nkrumah na oye a veer of the democratic path na fi oya ba be autocratic so oye one party state into Kotoka represented freedom from autocracy. In his name being there ebe kai or mine say we don't have to go back to an autocratic rule bill in the name seminar all Canada bi maka na me di busa they were not my words.
Nana Asante Bedi to time and Kwame Nkrumah or not yase ya wo no and our history no ka
and they mean
anti ba ne fa folklore nkasa
na nya no kre
na no kre say him no what is say apart from UP4
say preventive detention
the preventive detention at no book bi me de ba be che no wa kan mu won ko wanyem pa nkase me besi niam na mo ye wo krom manka njo kobodu sei me na me ni hon papa na ka kire me bo anam so mboa kobodu sei yire no aduane no makodwa ne sekan o ti da me kire no inti no dem pese musa Nana Asante Bedi to that time no what wana
na sa won so na woni ko
ana se me obi na ka change me ka se na ayi dictator ba me nim se Kotoka de we ye ku wanye ku
o ye ku
good into ye cool no
so sa cool can be justified
the when Hey, then no justify. Kwame Nkrumah you be a yetuno. At that time, why did no parliament? Why didn't they use parliament? And in terms they say no, or ma I say you prefer no kwane e cassette yes I dewi. So it is so clear so woman and a shit 1966 school nechi. You hadn't in woman kwane.
And when Nana wo bana was saying the only me.
I'm no was them bana Kwame Nkrumah dey. Let me tell you. And I saw my
reporting what
and to be taken na say agenda setting. Now say lawyer near say kaka say it is alleged.
I was doing a reported speech.
But I'm saying say when we say you before no kwa no many abres and name changing. What is the metric? A gas state crowd almost see Fanto or Mohini. These are all suggestions. Mimi said Minyanka and Fanto Kwame Nkrumah, but you see a cry. Obia was Obianka so tear, just a UP for no. Omona Kosumako to Cannon and Crow for near free funny dear Keka home. Momokoye, the Omuye Mark Kwame Nkrumah done is a man changing. Mark Kwame Nkrumah done is a man changing. I want to me a mefie. Awo yare ye cross your person baba dane ma me akachem nya ne ba no wu no wo ma ama na ama adenti na omu UP fo nkwa na support sa de ko twra nya masem uni hwia wo twro o ti ma say because me tie transport minister no the airport is Ghana airport I bear one of the so who see from more airport wa utimi hu planes sometimes planes be ko airlines be ko unti ni din da the kind of the kind of people kwa eba sort the meet. Yes. I mean the airport it says Mahama see a bona baso for sa airport to cruise see my terminal train. Udruha
airport to see terminal.
And I make a terminal train so the be can we no ba the be can
omo renovate I think terminal.
It's your mobile non pay baby see terminal fast as bebre be go ngenye.
Kebeboa.
Kemwa. Sanke be di congest airport no.
Yes.
Otimasi yo me kwa de bia me suggest say two no aya idle kakrantin ko mo for Africa
dey offer wa che
sa wo ho okay
let's say minister kan so mo ye renovation wo mo nyina the plan ne say
apo mo ye renovation
the plan so o mbe yi
sana ka be kan African flyer famra ho otiase na ha no
minister say o mbe ye connection from terminal 2 to terminal 3 bibia obetimi afem
na so wo president wo vision obi ba betina so 8 years one ne ayi ye friend say ne na be die che forecast ne nko enkosi ba bia so wo bi owo vision wo ba ye no wo de niema toto akwan mu se Ghana fo tu kwan krom ho be hare it is a bi krampa wo connecting flight okwa amona no connecting ferry bo transit wo na mu zone no akwa connecting ferry bi ho a wo di train ba bi wo so a wo nante otimasi into wo so wo ye de ato adwene ho hwe se kura Laboni junction inkole ye twetwem amaka abo wo mo a ene ya ye flyover wo ho bridge ankole betimi afaso omupon Laboni junction omupon school empanyifo nyina abefaso emrafo te se yetimi yakochekoche ni afaso asifom o se dey make and only president odwin nipa ho mo so na se for
na se flyover there aban
da bi na di that day is akwan enkole twem na ye bre na me kwa mitimi si from the nkola ni bi twem mitimi gina ho se omo so mbetwem so timase ensususu enne wa ye ayi wo ho ankola ni timi faso esi from ebia ne se onabu ni fe ka se omo ba besi a friend say adjoining a year betimi ama so wo flight maybe we si from Ghana wo come maybe Kotonu ana wo ko Benin wo betimi afamu straight nya afi na dimrika wo kuta trolley and no ne say aban a wodwene nipa ho nya de forecast IMF wo wi ana no aso e wa IMF wo ntimi am forecast name change na ayeden
and ofo aso
na me faso say timbecho obi say o di Judas now who say obi make asa mamon sere
na me edi
Debbie say obi I na make asa mamon
and me di Judas na
ayeden obi say o di Judas now you say Judas di na moawa yes sa na asesa no
obesesa no
eti ne no ano no
na kotoka di na moa yen for the past 50 years.
When you go for a castle to Kayan will be a yakudru reason and I'm dear my impeding to the Judas that's who pay Judas away a problem.
Only wine impeding.
There be as some by Ghana for ye see people for quite a pen, ye quite short letter.
Ghana mine and you see people from quite
ye chrono. Ye short letter come my excellency Rollins or Tamu to be a science said Dino. We cried a short letter. Melotany Boham signature shas ye. Nti assistant no anu di Judas sense Judas wonye papa na person say Judas aye bone mi bisa ama wo de Zacchaeus na be so sesa udin a we boni be na wom enem change so abeye yi adai wo spirit hyemu ana mi bisa you before the asem e dey promise om ni kotoka ye enti yes sedin e ha wo mu His Excellency Mahama obesisa din no ye kobo ye kwosoro ba din ye besisa ma airport no so ye ni amemu ayefe ama na ye modern ultimately me ma me bi tu kwa me see for mo see we de na do airport kama na His Excellency Mahama na ye no si bue no kana no tum nam so be kwa no atum His Excellency Mahama Excellency Mahama obe ye adwuma ntimi I don't see why kotoka din ama ebinum kra so de omo be kasa. There's nothing wrong with the Judas, with the Zacchaeus. Now we share Bible mu na hu zengrofo o mu dinye. Intimacy sa. Anya bone.
But I say yes, sir. So what kind statement now? Greater Volta Regional Commissioner our serve on the NDP's National Development Planning Commission. What kind of statement?
He
raises some very solid points.
I am saying, say
one of them, they say change of name of an international airport and yet cost free. It comes with a massive cost. Why should we burden the taxpayer with a cost like that? To do what?
Sometimes, no, the wish of the people is so ultimate.
Okay.
A day we are bad. This is not the first time. There are even some foreigners, diaspora, they ask the question, why Kotoka? Nancy, your mom will buy a ask when they read the history of Ghana, they find out. Because you see, that coup cut the trajectory of development for this nation. Kwame Nkrumah had a 1957 economic development plan. He had one for 1967. And when you see those two development plans put together, we were moving to economic freedom. And this coup
came. That coup restored democracy.
It didn't restore anything. Let me tell you something. Meme ye ayi banti meka me kan krofo se me de me yi meme maame na ne papa eye UP ni panyi pa ne protege any deku any kotokai ya chi me papa me maame koko hu afrifa deku na kotoka so munya ni kunu ma so omka kire wo me maame si me maame ye me papa ye member of the Russia Communist Party okuta card.
Papa Janto.
Yes, into a bed them watch it. Or say a Kwame Nkrumah veranda, but I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. You before a man cool. If they had, so even if you feel say Kwame Nkrumah was whatever, because maybe what's now a check there are ways you do it.
Which other way could they have?
They could have added there was parliament. Whatever there was into
parliament was almost a CPP only parliament.
Me pacho say parliament NPP for mu ni baby aso so ma no omo kasa.
Omo kasa.
Into person just ni penny ho. But what did that coup be? I don't know man ye coup no mo say ye hufo. I don't know man ye coup no time ayi na Nkrumah okurum.
Omo chairman.
Omo chairman ni two kwan. Just a mutu onya musuo no. I didn't know who decided Kwame Nkrumah 1972 wanted to come home. Now on my mama who were Ghana because no on Tiapo. Mutimi obi or Ghanaian citizen who decided someone Makrumah. What I say may be that?
Yes.
A Ghanaian citizen, you prevent a Ghanaian citizen from coming to this country. Just because of what? A time. To the extent to say, what NPP for? What by 1st July? That was the Republic Day of Ghana. Mansesano. You took it out of the statute books completely. 1st July. Ghana and freedom 1957. No. Because in 1957 we were still using the flag of the UK. We were still using our musica.
Yes.
We were still using their national anthem. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong, both to defend forever, to resist the oppressor's rule. What you say?
Yes.
To speak fearless honesty was put together on the 1st of July. What did I say? 1960. NPP by home and everywhere.
To almost resist the oppressor's rule.
Yes.
And the man
you resist the oppressor's rule with oppression. You resist the rule of the oppressor with oppression. You could have even ignited a referendum for Ghanaians to say CPP bill. Why do you do a bloody coup? That's opened the door for coups in this country.
Yes.
Do you get me? Because then every military person thought that possible say me coup. You might not like Nkrumah. No matter what you do, he was the man of the millennium. They didn't call JB Danko, neither did they call Buzia. See, they say Yamanko His Excellency Mahama Award as the 5th most powerful person. It is the same thing.
And your 5th most powerful.
I can't say. Whatever it is, Yaman Award, Yasaman Kwame Nkrumah Award for excellence in leadership. So I am telling you that you don't use violence.
Violence, okay.
No matter what it is, you don't use violence. You have to change and look at whatever constitution you have, whatever legal document you have that you can use. You don't use violence to the extent that no matter what it is, Kwame Nkrumah gave us freedom. Because so we took one free Ghana now to me what freedom means. Go to the other countries. Those of them are warm after independence, no more so under some apartheid regime. And it will tell you what it means. Look at the Americans the black Americans in the USA. It tells you what slavery, what subjugation can do to you. So for nothing at all, Kwame Nkrumah stood up and said that he is giving us independence today. When the UP tradition under the UGCC said that independence must wait. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So he stood and gave us independence. He didn't do it alone. He did it with his colleagues, his comrades. Under the CPP, the Convention People's Party. Sometimes it is sad that today we see the CPP in the state in which it is, because the history and the foundation of the CPP is so formidable that we should be able to leverage on it.
Until you are getting emotional at this
I'm not getting emotional.
Obi, ask Nana Yaa whether Gbedema and co, who were Nkrumah's own ministers, he jailed some of them and some of them went into exile. Were they also part of the UP tradition? But Preventive Detention Act and one-party state policies were dictatorial and put Nkrumah in a bad light. Ghanaians jubilated when Nkrumah was overthrown. So she should be truthful to the fact. Junior Ewatanpa.
I am telling you that I am a CPP daughter. Those people went into exile when there was a coup. Gbedema didn't go into exile when Nkrumah was alive.
Oh, are you sure?
No, he went with him. Do you get me? Some people went with him to Guinea. Some people visited him and stayed with him in Guinea. Why should Gbedema of all people say there were rumors? Say Gbedema bone kakra. These were rumors. They were not substantiated.
Yes.
Do you get me? But Gbedema did not go to jail. We should take our time and look. You see, share the issues surrounding PDA. Let's take our time, because you see, you prefer now.
But would there be a justification for PDA?
Yes,
there is.
There is.
And you don't think there's a justification for the coup?
No, my dear, I'm telling you something. What did the coup do? Eventually, another coup came. After how many months of Buzia being in power, another coup came. Achambo. So what did the coup cure? What did the coup cure? Do you get me? Okay. Another coup till Rollins about democracy.
Sure.
You decide they say you hear coup bu. Yati democracy say who behave to say UP for the NPP for the better betia. So I don't think, and I've told you, if you are called Judas and you want to change your name because of the history of Judas, and if you are called Zacchaeus and you want to change your name, there's nothing wrong with it. The name will have to be changed. What will be put there is what it is. See a deba more hine, see a deba man crying, see a deba Kwame Nkrumah. That one is from Penyinfono to decide.
But minister say they parliament, they are crying international.
Fine, it is okay. Ebinum can say, oh, who called that Washington? There's Washington, Dallas. Ne ebinum say, who airport be a there to Crony, but to call Washington, Dallas. There's also
but a city. The name now ebinum propose Ghana International Airport. And I can say, there is no example of a whole country.
Yes.
There are two airports.
Yes.
But for the city, Manchester Airport,
Port Heathrow Airport, Gatwick.
Yes, city needing.
Yeah. So if that is what they want to do, it is fine. I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, but I won't say, Koto Council free crew bisu Ghana how the chrome for in Japan.
And the info before from running and farm to sway. Hobby for free chrome or prominent almost feel say and let's dialogue, let's have a small stakeholder conversation around it. Say by me they have people who are prominent in there. AJB where AJB so if they feel say that is what it is, let's have a conversation around it. And let's see. The gas station airport needs your massage so into almost also pay because almost your farm to so this is all conversation that we should have.
Yes, I could to carry in there was safe. Mate. Nana Yaa Juntuah. Dr Okoe Boye, on this particular issue, what do you saying,
you see, Ghana for be brave to Abama NDC Abanwe. Usha 100, now be 100. So one in 2 Abama NDC because of the Kotokana Airport. One out of 100, only one. Obi,
yes,
this changing names namano a nostalgic leftist
one man change
Nana.
Them person me 1 second. Woman changes into almost nostalgic. A nostalgic leftist. Woman change the do baby can the University of Ghana about JB Dankwa. And president. Me patch and farmer move no and fair no them person me who say and no nostalgic. JB Dankwa na nko de betu legon.
Obi
doc yes to
position here dio me da say o ka bia man dachi me kai Obi me see a idealistic nostalgic leftist philosophical fantasy me repeat it. All these things happening, it is only an idealistic ideals just a name of mujidi nostalgic leftist philosophical fantasy. Obi sa nkrofo Ghana for ha amutie ekosi nsen amutie mi nyaba Nana Yaa Juntuah ne mi se mwahi ude select 100 omutuma jomama omaja ye na to NDC ye to kepri jomama is na bi so say mu ohai mu mwahi na kotokanti bo pese yi di za mutuma mu na Obi mini aji kakra odi ne ntia
gabe
tumi obi pe tumi na tumi ni duni nsem na ni re start fin ho a nyama sei na ye unity
nyampa
Obi na mi am opposition a ehonye ebi eho aju sa a me mpa e bo se daachi me se papa wa no me hu na ma se na ma ye din na me si nipa nsua de
na mo ebi
Obi oni nipa nkasa no ye nsua de e na ye wo ya homti oni ne da me kasa nyame andom enye 50 years ago ena ye ko si se din e wo Ghana how NPP ya ye fa universities bi si se din e si se din Obi ye bill call parliament o e mo si so mo letterhead and then letterhead in university. Oh, why won't men learn history? If it's a distant history and you don't know, you can be forgiving. This history is less than 6-7 years. Obi ye the bill call parliament say ye kotoka ama ye the Accra ba na bill a odi koi wo majority nti e na wanya ahode a odi ko na o chire bi wo minority a ye the bill for saba ama ya come back to kotoka na politicians pa nti Obi too many do say man na re fi ye ho Obi look, why do we get say make philosophical? Because with all due respect, your research paper yet make a say state your own biases. If you have any interest, state it. Because later you won't say, oh, interest, you know, one state here, or paper, you know, one share, it will lose credibility. Now, my idea, or my sister, or your serious leftist person. Ni papa was leftist. Yes, leftist. Omo mo Jesus so my ni there. Was so bia yeko. Lawyer ni teacher ni sebi shoemaker. Yen nyina sebi not in terms of nipa ba in terms of the ebedi kranya kro. Ya tare yeko. O ye lawyer ye betua o 200 Ghana cedis a month instead of our cases now over call now teacher strategy 200 just say but it has been proven over time. Of course I'm a rightist right for the GD say I was saying one land for no move for my dream and omunye innovative omunye jumadin and share kwan omu betimi our impacting society our only property obi and also ababia ba no see din na wo no din to Penyin no ya leftist, the father of leftism in Ghana. You can't take it away from Nkrumah. It's coming Nkrumah. Na bebre omo to me enemu no omo idol ye Nkrumah o. Me am senior honorable Black Okojeto. O hwe no kan Nkrumah sema wan shy o kine yo meto Nkrumah tayashe. O say Okojeto e all the way to is it Guinea? Akọhwe fia na Nkrumah dem ama ye kasa yi I'm sure say minim say ya ye moves a wan shy ye go innovate. When you know philosophical fine Nkrumah is a tower into that one I sort of I agree Obi, but my point is that why do you make changing the name of the airport an issue at this time when power has been given to you less than 12-13 months ago, when people gave it to you because they are so much unemployed that they believe in your 24-hour economy, which you are yet to present a bill to parliament on. You say it will take a bill. I don't believe it will take a bill and an authority to start a 24-hour. 24-hour economy is a product of serious transformation of the economy. That's my belief. But as we speak, you've not done it. The fact that you are not taking a bill even is an admission that you are now setting the grounds for it. Meanwhile, this never went on confusion. But who the uchi won cry about which one shot in fact you go to about was see you say question na papa no eh obi e confirm wonu nipa di ni bi hwe obi say mo papa kwa ka mo na sa de no mama fadi ni ama obi come 14 months ni Ghana nyina ye din kata na say kufa don say no yen say up to na so Ghana ye din. So the point I'm making is that I remember whether Nkrumah Sabio or right say to my point is that Dina Oko Sisano nipa na ko to obama wono enu ne be mo Sabio mo kuma to mo yam ana e kwa ko satisfy mo nkrofo mo gini say ye de ye gi Nkrumah di enti se di to me ade ama wono afi na wodi ba be di Sabi who believes in agro na Sabi me ka say to me the can do nipa nsem na no hotona me suban timi sisa na ya your opposition there media miniaji because who say Bible starting here na we be say nema ti say we pe chese ni timu ya ye ni de obi di o ko say edi Sabi edi ska asembeba obi o say onko tua ska wo international say we say di systems IT systems o say here some changes ni editorials ni upgrades ni ama ni nyina ye ka way at this our time as said you over chemi aye kasai o public workers are mu bo puru say engage yen o workers to say te we need to use ni am ka say esikai say you have a lot of challenges. So it can only be idealistic. Now the aim yama omoni say why do we keep on going in circles Obi if after 15-20 years nyamia dom say in 2028 Dr Bamia back anytime we get a majority in parliament, Dr Okoe Boye, me, I'm not really interested in such idealistic, philosophical name for Sobi Maganani. But you won't go for me tradition moi. On make say you majority there for bill bra. Na you fear cry and go piekotoka. For how long would we do this? And Obi, let me just say something short here. Say, if we are honest to ourselves, some of the back and forth ebejai, whether you like it or not. You can never succeed by creating the impression say Nkrumah with all his strengths say one prank of every Nkrumah. Why do you do this to ourselves? It doesn't mean say Nkrumah is evil. Yes, you Christo pe and a boni biani no because onu do enyankopo prekupe and na ye enkofo refi obiani wi ase ayewu na be man ni oba nhia. Say yes. Obi, are you know what I'm saying? So apart from Christ, every human being you can find people on who are Sabi Atochima. Now ya Papa David. Now yes you po omo refer to say thou son of David. Now David na e born dinu Obi. nyame ndi no ho agro not because na born in no our strength be nyame sure see this is a man after my heart. And Nkrumah had his negatives. Obi only she cry no e ban saying don't who was sell. He wrote letters say even if you have differences with me, I am in difficulty, I might die here. He died in cell. Obi now only this world is a spiritual planet. That me reading history. I mean when say now Nkrumah was begging say let me come here, I'm sick and die. And I mean when say the world is a complex place. Long story short, Nkrumah had his strengths, but there were families that were in tight corner. The overthrow of Nkrumah brought them liberation, and those families will continue to make Kotoka a hero till all of them, their generations, leave this country. In the same way, those are Nkrumah impact on our lives, including Ghana. Built some of these Akosomo Dam, led the African struggle. When you see that they are praising Nkrumah, you can't take it away from it. In fact, when I was in tech, my favorite t-shirts are custom made t-shirts with Nkrumah's face on it. He's someone I admire for his strengths, but it doesn't make him Christ in quote. He has his flaws, and we should move beyond this. Now Nkrumah who CBP how many years down the line? The challenges of today. In fact, forgive me, most of Nkrumah's theories, if you even come and apply some of them today, you will know it will not work.
It is never true, then you don't know.
Obi, see, Obi, look, the how do you call it? Obi, leftist ideals have been tested through both theory and practice and shown to have saturation points where they don't bring any other thing. And that creative distraction through capitalism and innovation is that's why the United States of America is the biggest economy in the world. Obi. And also just they don't have challenges. So the point I make it look, Dentina and the NDC, factories and Nkrumah start here to Bebre, Dentia. Omo muso don Nkrumah chebia e ba ni say na factories and Nkrumah start here, NDC now toy. Omo toy because when they started dealing with the Bretton Woods institution, it became clear that most of those factories they were burdened on the state. They were not economically what viable. Obi, economics cost no, mayebi akabi so ameyemi, but viability. Say who output everything else sustain. Most of them were not, but Nkrumah meant well. It didn't mean say one many well. But when you study economics, sometimes some things work for some time, and based on certain factors, they do what? They collapse. You have to be humble to accept this. Now, a be a Ghana dream. Nurses. Ya share one boss. Remember automatic admission. Allied health nurses. Omu tell you, allied health workers. Obi phone lines. Allied health phone fair. One share you never jolly was to do. Nipo pay juma ni abri. And now Ghana why transport minister ba spare parts dealers need to drive a car call workshop this one bringing it back because parts no shusha enya no now paper call parliament debate obi debate let's see bill ba pass it through stages. Stage 1 introduction ebeko committee name aba consideration. Now from consideration I got test final reading obi Ghana nyina share parliament debate I will take over ni nyina ni se Kotoka akọ na oba obi na tumi do nsema we fu wi sesi aisa obi na sebio anka LGBT po na president Omedi akọ parliament o debater anka sofo ni Christopher we ka say we dey ye di unkomo inti mesire obi na etiye emaden ebi wama me beno obi wama atiye ema refi wama me beno nyina piepie because nipa sesia nipa nan say you see 24-hour economy all chese no be create adwuma all formula 133 nipa wey akodru Kotoka say din only she na oye obi Kotoka me nimno. But all I can say is that Obi, there are times now only the time President John Dramani Mahama about first time. Then I want to say Kotoka din. Time John Mills from may so rest in peace. Then even Jerry John Wallace. Do you know I'm asking all this because most of them are leftist people.
Sure.
So I topical because some fanciful discussions. It's not President America. Who's a party the confirm doors. No be akasa di we kro yede yes sisa no say nyama consequences no school no be me call garrison schools so
Bema camp or
so who free airport
primary school
who free airport we say o message dem na umbra Bema camp because ntimi yi kotoka airport enja kotoka Bema camp wan hwe obeduru omu village nso no started you o so nko yi na akwanto we eno na Ghana for small
obi Dr Bernard Okoe Boye yemre aso Nana Yaa maye nase say ye wie bibia
sa na fe de opo
6:30 na wose ye pon
di de bia opo 7 na say me yi na no ba ko mienu ansa na ya
metima ma osima mienu
me se nso ye friend sen Okoe Boye ka be o ka ye friend sen 24-hour economy 24-hour economy show at least His Excellency Mahama. That is why there should be law backing it.
Okay.
It should not just be a rhetoric in a book. That is a manifesto. As you see, ye ba bonting na eye emra.
Okay.
Number 2, so 24-hour economy the ebema yenya input into a pilot into areas na ya start ya adwuma na. It is making us learn lessons. Se send ebeko otimase na ye de atomrem sort the mention into there others are omutimi aye adwuma so ku ayi tie nyina ye nim Ghana Publishing DVL wo nyina and even more some restaurants are even doing 24-hour economy omu ye adwuma anajo so these are all lessons say aban learn na ekomrem near legislative. And the last one, I don't know why Okoe is talking like this.
Oh, what are you
say yes he said the enka manifesto hwe government over power enye de waka o manifesto mo nkwa na ayo o ye de amanfo so pe o ye de o sha ehia. This has got nothing to do with the leftist tradition or right tradition. The leftist tradition is the best. Mo ba ya mo se mo ye right if we dey na mo ye yen ye de da abonten ye nya aduane ni DDP ye ya yisi kakra mo be jefae inti rightist na ye no. The leftist tradition is one of the best. Nipa edi ye friend is impuntu ba but impuntu a eboa amanipa eho atono. Oti de meche yo. Omo yom hihye coat ni ade de bia na o ma hye coat. Omo nwene the next person a wo ho no. Me pacho tobo me ba. Ene pe na mhye bi na mko baabi. Baabi a meko na mo wo ho. Na ye friend thing say uka kutoka say me I've been in places amanfo fra manone ba o mutimi busa me say what is the history of your airport? Why have we named it after this person? Ghana, the world has become a global village. To say maybe so busy identity na ye free Washington Dallas. And as maybe so beside then a free BWI Baltimore Washington International and I didn't a free Heathrow Gatwick. What you say? And I said in Netherlands for D I didn't skip all. I will ask is he baby busa ye dear yes I didn't a friend kutoka
or a soldier ni
or soldier ni or then and a soldier for baby better than yam for by you now too it's yeah this is any for review and kruma respecting kruma or yeah a man of the millennium even against Nelson Mandela. Now so obi otu no de wu kromo review no. Obi oyi ni fra de so wu kromo review no. Ni power ma we independence ma wudin. Wo papa wo tu wudin bu na nimtia. O ka asem cho na nya wo de krampa wo mu na nimtia. Nti se na mpo kwa se Kwame Nkrumah eye bibia. Na se sa na mu de na mo justify na wo mu ne. 182 no beba form no mahu se ne ewia sisitie o ya hwe dan kwa asem na de bia mo de to Kwame Nkrumah so me pese me kasa bi papa ke history bi che me ase me bie ma no a Ghana be hye ana me ka no because me papa no ne Kwame Nkrumah ne nam nkomo a wonne Ghana me ka no nkomo a yes nkomo a Kwame Nkrumah ne die concerning JB Dankwa. Sana make a chira nti ne de bi omo sori amode boko Kwame Nkrumah subo se ono na chi JB Dankwa na JB Dankwa ya na hwan me pese me kasa
Nana Yaa Juntuah
yes me Nkrumah me papa ye CPP ni one Kwame Nkrumah na nante he told me the story. Nkrumah told him at the Flagstaff House in front of his own residence no kuja ne kwan
Obi, kindly extend my condolences to Honorable Adeynimo and his family as they observe the burial and final funeral rites of his mother, Oba Penyin Ekwia Efriye, Ewa Tafo Pankrono, Nawachi Ewie, and Honorable Ben Aye, 8, Nawachi Ewie, Honorable Ben Aye, and the way Ebreme. Sure. We say, Obi, very soon we have to stop people from visiting Cape Coast Castle because it's not a good story as well. Tourists actually go to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Why? Mark Okreku Mante and Onodi way Abraying. Obi, is it not funny how the NDC find joy in unnecessary things than focusing on issues bothering the youth? The youth are jobless and crying for jobs, and yet this government is happily changing names that won't give us the benefit but cost. Nana Amponsa Bediako and Onodi way Abremidi your Saibonsu. Nana Yaa Juntuah Yedase. Dr. Okoe Boye Yedase. Nyame Adumo tonight, the Friday edition of Ekosi and Ebebremo. Have a fantastic evening and enjoy the rest of our programs.
Elmina Cass, the slave master.
Elmina Cass.
The slave master din so.
Dabi.
Yeah, they are to Elmina. I don't know man fan talk slave master now or no Neshes Castle no so.
MPP for Ankasa or Mumpe no correct. That is the thing. MPP for Ankasa. Mimi who is MPP for Mpeno correct. MPP for Mpeno correct. Because all kind of culture or more. I almost say we did your matem. Nipa MPP ni Mpeno correct. All kind of culture na. I any say we did natem. Na send sen hunti. Ena MPP ni ebet na si adwin se after 8 good years ni a ebedi so a yentimi mfa yen sensi bibi so nkasa de we na ye odo free teachers mu na wode bae but mo era no na enkwara no ekasa bebre de camera si omonim bunso mu didi na hwi ni so bunso aduane ba ko bi ti se gabins ye mutimi repeating for so many times ene NDC for ebae said you know a modern se Johnson said dunketi ase mu bi twa face chesim mu bi se na o ma hye mukina enso nipa MPP ni kwatena radio so a because of propaganda and trontino obeka de enim ni de ewom nyina obeka de enim na de ewom nyina and utie insema ya oka in fact it's very sad and sometimes you know ubisa ho say MPP for na no aya no munim di omunim no mu person be ya na say I don't understand all of a sudden MPP will position they know every solution to any problem. Solution be omunim solution be any problem and as omunim problem be any solution but immediately our mobile power and as ombinye to me no obi say na niam asesa obi say na there was some you know they don't do a whole lot of things obi say na niam bibiri na asesa you get it and it's really sad and sometimes it baffles my mind my mind say adena ayo mu yesa and some Dr Okoe Boye wa wona ni ti wo ka tax ho asemi me wa na COVID-19 tax da wono and there was some yedin they had the opportunity to what cancel e-levy but omo ka kire Ghana for so muntwam because omo adi e-levy by and omo ko tweto butum up to now na me no ka say kona ko bisa former road minister Amakwata ko bisa no go ask say sidan na ede na si ye okutwa road tom road na my 1 billion annually old Ghana cedis 1 billion old Ghana cedis annually across the 16 regions. MPP for Ba Muzo Mwecham. And we don't know what really transpired in the sea. The only reason Amwako a year atabi dibemani say there was some arguments and misunderstanding be and a koso other other centers. So that is the justification for say omutwam. And it is sad, up to now they don't have any accurate reason for the reason for why omudi twa rotom and editi kuruma. What in the metro na say rotom so they na employ nkofo bebre sabi enuanom ma omodi dem disabled people na employ mo papa ema omu binim fa mu wuye binim fa mu ya de binim gugudan mu sorry. But NPP abaye we nyina and now more signed increase taxes, COVID-19, e-levy, betting tax, emission tax. You see, and you may be also, but Okoe Boye bet no act as if say MPP appearance so there was no single issue and a Ghana for a complaining and I say no may be any horse but Ghana for a ungrateful near to a bit you see. So it's cause for an alarm. Say Dr Okoe Boye betna say na obedi intro no anim say nsema making aye for vote sake me hwe chama wontumi video bi ana opadwo ma chew latest one ya na ne nsema o kan say nsema o kan relash ayi campaign term na no because of ni party nti o kan nti jo mahama wa ne bono fanche which means o mo sheda e kan nsem bi titia mpanyifo binom anim na sebi wusebi nyaado akopɔ yɛ omadom na se tumi no omunya wie anasa omo ho kwakere omo a then they want to apologize. That is mo kan say ni da hombɔne ani da hombɔne ade a woyɛ wonim sɛ nyɛ wonso so ose meyɛ ni da hombɔne ni da hombɔne papa ai ni kwan sɛ woyɛ woyɛ ade wonim sɛ nyɛ wonso se meyɛ basa emwa nti MPP for na nkasa no emeni no koridi so mutu mo hofo na mo sesa fe nima bi ho ansa mo akasa mo ba ban mu. I'm telling you the fact. MPP for tu mo hofo na mo sesa fe nima bi ho ansa mo akasa mo ba ban mu. Ko mo ankasa mo party no kra no mo nye united. They are not united. Party ni mo achiche o mo atutu hum Kennedy Japan lusu abata mo ntini kan bio. Na nka nye bia kwa nka ebeti so beko Mahmoud Bawumia ono na bi wako congratulate no ne papa mu anase na efe mu no na no me se adutwim nko na so far wako minim say other people no ko mon show camera there na it is not possible say aspirant a wo party ni mu adi na we make point say wo congratulate nipo odi nkuni na wo beko no beka say ye ntwa picture so de twa nya den bloggers di beto ayen crofoi. Which means adutwimi nkwa na akọ onu nkwa so na akọ mu twa the picture and he was the one what they come Japan na no battle and he tells me say bibi o baby something fishy is somewhere. He tells you say Kennedy Japan wa kana no atum no o hwa ade na mo beti ne nka enti abusanfo MPP a yini nsese de it's better they fix themselves first before they try to fix Ghana because le mauvais notin ça na French ni be kind of very very bad, in fact very bad. What you say inti sana den akwa ye kire wadwen e comment section ma hanom still remains authentic channel Mega TV. Abusiafo hwe me amesro like it na share na foforo nyi bi hwe mesro wo hwe me na wa like na wa share na foforo nyi bi ai hwe wo hwe me amesro share like na foforo nyi bi hwe yakopon shira akra bye bye.